I can find information about all of this subject on the internet, and that's exactly what I do. So anyway, speaking of good stuff, I'm going to cut right now to, we're going to promote the idea of education. So I'm having a school supply drive. So if you want to donate school supplies for the next month, just come to DCAT, drop it off at this box here, and we'll definitely take care of it. From what I understand, we're going to donate it to a food pantry, or is that correct?
Yeah, the food pantry in Danvers.
In Danvers.
From the library.
Okay, from the right near the library. Okay, so cool. That's what we're going to do, and just drop off school supplies. You know, we can help this new year, the school year. You know, so anyway, sorry I had to interrupt there. Last piece of news that I wanted to talk about. The Freedom Watch with Judge Napolitano talks about, or he just talked about how inflation, and he was talking with Lou Rockwell and Ron Paul as well, actually, but inflation propagates war, Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, Amtrak, and all of these things don't work. Obviously, war will continue until someone wises up as a president, in my opinion, actually. So this will continue. And that's because of the Federal Reserve. It just keeps on inflating the monetary supply. And that's why you see the dollar dwindling anyway. But anyway, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, Amtrak, none of them work. They're all broke. And this is because they keep on borrowing from the Federal Reserve. Notice we're $13 trillion in debt, and we owe tons of interest to the Federal Reserve. So, but specifically, the Constitution doesn't allow it. It's immoral to do all this. So why are we doing it? And I am so happy that the judge now has this show on Fox News. I'm pretty sure they're transferring him to Fox News now, right next to Glenn Beck. Take it or leave it. But this is good because we'll get all of this information into the mainstream. And all of this is just common sense. It's impractical to have inflation, and the Constitution doesn't allow it. Never mind the fact that we had this stuff under the Articles of Confederation. And that's why the Constitution prohibits it, because we actually have experience as a nation, take it or leave it, and we've done it before. So, again, I just want to bring this up. Article 1, Section 8 said that, Article 1, Section 8 says that the Congress is allowed to print, to coin money and regulate the value thereof, and to fix the standards of weights and measures. If you understand what that means, it means that they actually need to make coins. Take it at face value. We can't be using paper, and there's a reason why it says weights and measures in there. It's because of the balance between different currencies across the world, but also against silver and gold as a currency for us. And Article 1, Section 10 doesn't allow the states to coin money, but it does say only gold and silver coin is allowed in the states. So you can't use anything but gold and silver. You realize you're breaking the law every day by using something other than gold and silver in your daily exchange? You break the law. Not on purpose, but you're doing it. So anyway, what, do we have a, call me if you wish. Call me if you'd like to, I see what you're saying. Call me if you have any dispute against everything I've said in the last, what, 15 minutes. So, but this is key. Ron Paul wrote a book called End the Fed, and he talks about this, this kind of thing, all of this. Chapter 4, he talks about how it propagates war, how inflation just enables the government to grow through war. It takes away your freedom. You're willingly giving up your freedom for more security, which in the end, Ben Franklin also said that you shouldn't be doing. Anytime you give up security or give up freedom for some security, you will deserve neither and lose both. Ben Franklin had that absolutely right, in my opinion. But wow, I flew through the first 10 minutes quickly. I do have a tendency to do that, don't I? So what I will describe is, actually there was someone that requested that I talk about this a little bit, the difference between a gold standard and hard money. And I think I can do that a little bit. So Ron Paul advocates to end the Fed, and he says to go to a hard money. What this means is not a gold standard. Hard money means we actually use gold in our exchange, or banks are allowed to create notes for the gold, or certificates, excuse me. The banks can actually give you this exchange of gold currency that the federal government makes, and so that way it's easier in our daily exchange. I'll give you like a $5 gold certificate or something for, I don't know what, a Wii or whatever, you know what I mean, as opposed to a gold standard where the federal government actually issues these certificates itself, and we don't use gold at all in our exchange, though we could still have that exchange of gold where, if we go to a bank and we exchange these federal certificates, we can get the gold currency itself. It's just a minor difference, but the reason why there is a difference is because under the gold standard we had the Federal Reserve, and they were allowed to inflate that supply. So what they did was they would inflate the paper side of it, and the standard of weights and measures, as it were, was incorrect. Hard money means that there is a set amount of currency, and therefore a set amount of value, and the certificates are always equal to the amount of currency, for real currency, in the supply. And the banks would issue these certificates, not the federal government. That's what the hard money idea is. And this would, there's also this other idea where private banks or whatever, they could create their own currency, for real, make their own currency. And this is actually a bill in Congress that Ron Paul wrote about 8 months ago. So this is called the Free Competition and Currency Act. And this would lead into a hard money idea. And this is the difference between a gold standard and a hard money. What we have is nothing of the sort. We don't use gold. Gold doesn't back our currency at all, and this is the problem. And in the end, I would advocate for a hard money because it's what's been around for, 5,000 years or something. Gold has never lost its value. Silver has never lost its value.